What's up, okay?
No, okay. Just to position myself, okay, I'm from Britannia, I'm from French. And in '73 I was in university, and I kind of etched in my head that my dream job would be war photographer. And with another friend, dipping also in photography, we decided to fly into Phnom Penh. At the time there was a demonstration, there was a lot of anti-American activity back in the universities, and even in mine and in Paris. And the thing was to try to go see what's happened in the film, and came with one camera, Nikon, and spent 5 weeks in '73 at the time, just before the end of the B-52's bombing, because one of my, I was a little curious, so I wanted to see what is a B-52 bombing. And in Phnom Penh we could go on the rooftop on some buildings then, on Monivong, and we could see the what we call the arc light then, we call napalm. And that was kind of, really some sight, you see the napalm burning in the night, like 50 or maybe even more away. So that was really a sight to be, it's a sight. You cannot express it, you cannot take real picture of it because it's too far, but it really stays in your head. So then what's happened back to France, and I did manage to come back in early April, '75. And I guess I had smelled that something would end, at some point. And I was lucky to be in Phnom Penh, 4 weeks, 5 weeks before the end, with the intention of staying and seeing the end of the war. And at the time, I'd already kind of made some inroad into the business of young freelance photographer. And my pictures were going directly to Gamma, the photo agency in France, so which was already a good point. And what's happened is on the 17th of April is that we were few on the street of Phnom Penh with camera, but it looked like I was lucky enough to keep my film and bring it back. And now, when I carry that picture on Monivong 50 years later, I kind of feel it was almost yesterday in my mind. We will come back on that, I guess.
Yes, yeah.
And as a thing, as a young reporter, you choose your stories. If you're freelance, you choose your stories. I did stay on the story because that was a big part of my intention. You do something which is rather important. Didn't get rich because at the time we were not paying the picture very much. But I start looking at Cambodia from the side, from the borders in July '75. I met the first, for me, my first people who escaped, from the Siem Reap area. And I met them through the Thai army in the south of Surin. So I knew early that something was happening. There was no, picture really involved. And for the next few years, until '79, I came to a field trip and went with the Thai Defense Forces along the border. And also there was a refugee camp in Rana Pradesh at the border, and so I tried to talk to them. And my kind of luck professionally came in '79. I did a trip inside Cambodia with one of the first, real guerrilla formation of the Sihanoukis. And I stayed 1 month with them in the jungle. And when I came out at the end of September, early October, I think end of September, that was a few days before the whole story of the Cambodian refugees, everybody pouring out of the forest, and the beginning of the refugee camp saga. That was it. So at the time, I was already, I'd moved up the scale, and my work started to be published all around. Then we wait for some other people to tell the story. In fact, it's a little long and complicated. So one of the things is just waiting for the question.